Hello Star Wars fans, welcome to Middle-Aged Kiwi Man collecting Star Wars figures. In this video we're going to do a review and this awesome Cobb Vanth figure, VC343. You can see it's in this deluxe with a larger card kind of packaging, and yeah, really excited to get this. This one's in minty condition. For you guys in New Zealand, I got this from Trade Me seller called The Fishing Hub, so go check it out. Bit expensive but totally worth it. Alright, and here is the packaging for the Cobb Vanth Mandalorian armor figure, and I've got to say, what an awesome film out they've used. That really sums them up. Episode 1, Season 2 of The Mandalorian, where we come across this guy. And check out the figure and all his accessories in the bubble. There is definitely a big question mark in the community about whether this should be a deluxe or not. Clearly he's got a few accessories, although I don't really count the flame effects. And a lot of paint taps. So there's the back of him in that new style, VC343. Right, now the thing that everyone wants to know is, you haven't got this already, how big is it compared to a standard TVC card? Trying to figure out the best way to show this, so I'm going to go over the top. So you can see there it's about an inch wider than the standard card. It's kind of hard to tell with that perspective there. Right, and we've actually got 3 different sizes of card here. So we've got the standard 6x9. I think this is a 7x9. So you can see at the top there it's a bit wider. And then we've got this one, the Meldo Kreese Mandalorian Grogu, which was the sort of first version of that, and that's another inch wider again. You can see it is definitely bang on the middle. Don't know how I feel about that. Definitely changes the proportions. Sure, we get a better image of the card, but yeah, not 100% sure on this packaging style. The packaging is in such good condition that it's going to be a shame to open it, but that's what we must do for the sake of this review. So while he's still in the bubble, this is a good way to check out all of his accessories. So you can see there, we'll work our way up from the bottom. He comes with 2 flame accessories for his jetpack. The jetpack has a separate missile. He comes with a blaster rifle and a blaster pistol, which is very Western looking, and that beat up, battered old Boba Fett helmet. So that's pretty cool. And here is Cobb Vanth. Check out his face sculpt, and that looks pretty cool. I think they've captured Timothy Olyphant quite well. Quite noticeable in the show that he'd had a fresh haircut, so that's come through well. He's got this little red scarf. It looks removable if you take the head off. I think the armor can come off as well. And he's got all the articulation you need. That scarf is going to inhibit the range of motion on his head, but that's okay. Arms go all the way around. The armor moves out the way. Ball joints. Elbows over 90. He's got these massive gauntlets, and in there the wrist must have a hinge. It does indeed. An in-out hinge. And up and down hinge on his trigger hand. Got these little hoses for the flamethrower. He doesn't have a lot of crunch there. It's very, very stiff. But that's all good because he has bolt jointed hips. And the holster's nice and loose as well, so that's not going to get in your way. He's got the John Moran joint, the swivel thigh. Yeah, decent bend at the knee and rocker ankles, so pretty much everything that you want. Okay, so he looks super cool, which is the #1 requirement for Cobb Vanth. He just needs to look really cool. It's not really cool to fall over like that. But yeah, some awesome paint apps on that armor. You can see the silver scrapes in that in the light. Same on his gauntlets, the shoulder pads. Not much going on in terms of his body, no kind of wash or anything. We'll have a look at the helmet a little bit later. Backpack plugs in nicely. The missile pops in and out. No weathering on the back of the armor, but that's all good. And yeah, nice paint apps, nice details. He's got a lot of colour on him. lot of colour, and the pistol goes pretty nicely into his holster, which again, as I said before, is nice and loose, so that's not going to get in the way of anything. And haven't really bothered with the flame effects at this stage. But let's check him out with his helmet on. Right, I had a little bit of trouble getting his head off, but I'm guessing that it's just been a bit cold here. You guys in the northern hemisphere, which is where 90% of humans live, you're probably alright because it's summer, but it's a little bit cold out here. Anyway, while Cobb Vanth is off his head, so to speak, I thought I'd remove that little red thingy and show you how the armor kind of comes off. So there's a little plug there, and yeah, that comes off. Looks weird with no head. And also I saw this on Boss Bounty's video, this little knee thing is removable as well, but I'm not going to do that. I want this guy with his armor on. I'm sure Hasbro, given that they sculpted this as a separate piece, very much have in the works one from Book of Boba Fett. Alright, there he is with the helmet on. Check out that helmet, that looks amazing. The scuffs and the scrapes and the weathering, the detail on that is absolutely fantastic. Done a lot of Boba Fett's, particularly in VC 2.0. We still need an Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett, and we still need the Tython Boba Fett, so this is basically the armor that you need for Tython Boba Fett, but wow, he looks cool. There we go, I am using the flame effects right now, and as you can see they kind of come out at a funny angle. Awesome paintwork on the back of the backpack, by the way. Look, I'd be really wary about using these. If you just look at the design of the backpack, these nozzles stick out the side and they're really thin, so you've got to be really careful putting those in, not to force it, because you don't want those to break off. And personally, I'm not going to use those flame effects, so I'm just going to take them out and they will stay out. Just on the holding of the rifle, a couple of things. So if you move the arm around too much, these hoses will pop out, which can be a little bit annoying. And the gauntlets, just because of the design of them, they do a little bit hinder the movement of the wrist articulation. So it's not that convincing to get them in a two-handed weapon grip. At least I haven't been able to manage it. But on the plus side, that trigger finger is actually really good and fits the rifle really well. And I say that now, and now it won't do it. So yeah, time to cut again. And there he is, Cobb Vanth's head back on. One thing I do worry about a little bit is the size of the neck peg. So I wouldn't want to be taking the head on and off too much. So this is probably the way he's going to stay forever for me. I do like him being able to see his face portrait and with the Boba Fett helmet rather than, you know, helmeted and with a head under his arm, for example. But yeah, lots of awesome paint deco on this. Maybe a little bit of a wash underneath, but other than that, pretty awesome. Great job, awesome figure. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I'm middle-aged Kiwi man collecting Star Wars figures. Ka kite, and we'll see you on another video.